AFTV Mo, that was more like it. A really good win in the end. Frustrating first half, but the second half, Arsenal came here and they really turned on the style.
Yeah, one of our best performances under Arteta this season, because Newcastle did put up a fight in that first half. But you know what I liked about it today, Robbie, is that even in the first half, when we came in 0-0, it wasn't like other games. I actually remember making a mental note to myself in that first half, thinking, if it ends up like this, but we carry on playing like this and amp it up even more in the second half, I'm not going to complain, because actually we did have creativity today. We did play good football today. There was good balance to the team today. Happy with the lineup today. It was just really, it would have been on Aubameyang had he not made up for it, because we laid on the chances. Even the start of the second half, Lacazette, had a really good chance, and he did well with that chance as well. Darlow pulled off a great save. And I just thought to myself, do you know what? Sometimes you have to say we played well and it wasn't our day. And that's honestly kind of what I was fearing. But I wouldn't have complained, and I would have said, do you know what? Fair play. I'm just very glad I didn't have to, accept that. And we did go on and get the goals.
And the first goal by Aubameyang was like, that's the sort of goals we've come to know him score. I mean, excellent finish.
Well, actually, no, I disagree. For me, that's not an Aubameyang-style goal, because usually Aubameyang is very deliberate in his finishing. And with this one, that was the finish of a player lacking confidence. Not just lacking confidence, but also on his weaker foot. We used to see Robin van Persie do that a lot. When he was on his right foot rather than his left, he would just go through the ball. And a lot of top strikers over the years have employed that tactic. They don't necessarily trust themselves to finesse it in the corner and, posting in and that sort of thing. And you can see from that finish, Aubameyang, I just think that he just thought, do you know what? I'm just going to smash it on target. I don't know where it's going to go. No one knows where it's going to go. But that in itself makes it hard for the keeper to read. And luckily it went it wasn't a corner, but it was on target, high, and it worked for him. And that was the right thing to do, because if he didn't do that, I'd be sitting here saying, why did he try and put it right in the corner on his left foot? In the right foot, he tried to do on his favoured foot in the first half. He tried to do that with his right foot and he hit it wide. He did exactly the right thing. And that is experience. And that is what we say, that class is permanent, form is temporary, because you know how to get yourself out of those moments of bad form. And that's exactly what he did today with that style of finish.
And Partey, who laid on that goal, he looked very accomplished in that midfield.
He did, yeah. We look very nicely balanced when he's playing, and I'm very, very glad he's back. And hopefully this time he hasn't been rushed back. But even though he gets the assist, Aubameyang still had a lot to do. It was when he picked up the ball, no one thought Aubameyang was going to go and score from that. But yeah, it was a good release of the ball by Partey, and I was glad, because I did feel as though Thomas Partey, he held onto the ball a little bit too long at times in the game today. And I remember even in the first half, I saw Lacazette almost saying to him, do it sooner, release it sooner. But on balance, look, Partey, he controlled that midfield. I thought he did very well, and I'm glad he got his assist.
Yeah, and the sort of surprise selection today was Cedric. I mean, you were very happy with the team right at the start, but I was kind of surprised when I saw Cedric in there. That was like out of the blue for me. I was like, Cedric? Yeah. I hardly see much of him, but I thought he brought a lot of quality to the team today, and a lot of balance as well.
Yeah, no, I have to admit that, I can't claim that I was completely happy. That was the one thing where I thought to myself, I understand dropping Bellerin, but why not Ainsley Maitland-Niles there? He struggled on the left in the last game, put him on a more favoured position for him on the right. So I was thinking that, that's a strange one. But I think we saw what Cedric's strengths are, and that was his delivery. His crossing, I thought, was very good. And the assist that he got for the goal was brilliant. It showed, what I liked about that is that when you don't start week in, week out, you almost don't want to take too many risks. Even if it's the right decision, sometimes you play like the safer thing. And had he put a ball in straight away and it got cut out or whatever, no one would have blamed him necessarily. People would have said, fair enough, he tried to put the ball in. But he backed himself. And I really like that confidence that he showed there. And it was the right decision, and laid it on a plate for Aubameyang, which is hopefully going to do Aubameyang the world of good. Because, that one goal, he might just kind of, even in his head, think that, glad that went in, I kind of smashed it. But this one was a very nice controlled finish. He could barely miss. But even in the first half, he had one where he could barely miss, and he did. So hopefully he's doing a lot of good.
To be honest with you, I was surprised when Arteta took him off. I thought he might leave him on to try and get a hat-trick.
But they said in the post-match analysis that he needed to come off for some reason, and you notice he went straight down the touchline, so he probably needed to go for a dump. And honestly, Arteta even said that instead of him doing that, we just want to bring him off. And look, we've won the game at that point. So look, you go sit on the throne in peace. You've earned it. Relax. And listen, man, do that every game now. Every game, Aubameyang. If it's going to make you score goals, needing to go to needing to sit on the throne, then don't go before the game.
Well, we need an informed Aubameyang, and we need as many players in form as possible if we're to retrieve anything this season. It's such a crazy season. We are now in the top half of the table, but you know nobody's looking at positions yet. But the last 6 games, that's 5 wins and a draw. I mean, they are moving forward.
Yeah. But look, you know, we can't get ahead of ourselves. We've got quite a tough run coming up now, and I'm gonna browse Twitter. If I see anyone talking about only 7 points behind Liverpool, I'm blocking you on sight because listen, we've got a tough run. We can't be doing any of that nonsense. You've seen Liverpool; they haven't won in 4, and they've slipped from 1st to 4th. You know, it happened to Tottenham. They went from 1st to nowhere very, very quickly. And Man City have put on a good run, and now if they win their game in hand, they're top of the table. These things, that table would never have shaped up to look like that a few weeks back. We have to go and put a good run together. Let's not forget the last 2 games, drawn 1-1-1. So we can't be looking forward and assuming we're going to put victories on the get victories on the bounce. Got to take it slow.
I think. Do you look on this team and you say to yourself, it's a team that's been lacking in confidence all season, but all of a sudden it's starting to look like the confidence is, ever since that Chelsea game, the confidence is returning.
I've said this a million times as well, and even the commentator in the game today alluded to this. He made mention of the fact that the changes to bring the youth in was a forced change. And that's the turning point. You know, so you can say this season a team low of confidence. I think it was a team low on the right selections. And you know, maybe that's fed into the lack of confidence. But it's hard not to become confident when you have Bukayo Saka and, for me, the man of the match today, Smith-Rowe, playing as well as they did. And I have to shout out a friend of mine here, Asad Arif, because he messaged me during the game. And he said to me, he shouldn't be called Emil Smith-Rowe anymore. He should be called Savile Rowe because of the class that he's oozing, everything tailored to perfection. And I thought, you know what? He's got a point. Emil Smith-Rowe today was just on point in every single thing. Just very simple things. Every time he receives the ball, he's looking up. Head up football, first touch, always forward, very comfortable first touch, knows what he's going to do before he gets the ball. He was absolutely exceptional. You know, can't believe what I don't get sometimes. You know, I'm glad he's in the team now. But for so many weeks, Robbie, you and I were talking about needing a number 10 and playing Emil Smith-Rowe if you're not going to play Mesut Ozil. And I just think to myself, what was he doing in training? Because if he was doing this in training, how was he not in the team? I don't understand it, you know. But ultimately, I'm so glad he's in now because this team was desperate for a number 10. And Emil Smith-Rowe is a natural in that position.
Okay, well, Mo, thank you very much.
One last thing, Robbie.
Yep.
You're an absolute cheapskate. That's the first one. Yeah?
Well, I can't hear you out.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying. You're a cheapskate. And the other thing as well, listen, Mesut Ozil, good luck at Fenerbahce. That's one number 10 who's currently employed by the club going. An ex-number 10, Jack Wilshere, good luck at Bournemouth. And the future for that number 10 shirt, Emil Smith-Rowe. I can't wait till you get that number.